Augmented reality technology has finally reached a level of maturity where we should be seeing the first round of devices coming out in the next year or so, aimed more at the mass consumer market than simply for developers. Taking a step back and having a holistic view of the broader aims of such a device, as well as reviewing existing developments, this video aims to find a balance to the many different competing factors such as form, cost, function, and performance, etc. The technical development of different existing systems is often heavily weighted to achieve specific goals such as pure aesthetic or pure performance. The compromises that are necessary to achieve these goals often comes at a high cost. To find the balance point of performance, aesthetic, and cost, we need to consider the following. These headsets won't replace mobile phones, at least not in the short term, if at all. It will most likely remain an accessory for some time, as most people already possess a powerful and expensive mobile phone, which they are used to using. Additionally, few people would risk the jump to such a new and different standalone platform. As such, there is an incentive to keep costs down and utilize what is effectively an already available and powerful processor in the mobile phone. Making use of the mobile phone or any other nearby processor removes considerable weight and volume from the headset, allowing considerable more flexibility, which brings us to the second point. Augmented reality headsets are not glasses. Particularly performance and costs are massively constrained by demanding a specific aesthetic. Even when these are significantly compromised, the results can often look somewhat odd, or like slightly off glasses. This uncanny valley effect can mean that almost the same will often be less well received than simply different. Instead of attempting imitation, the headset needs to be as aesthetic as its basic function allows, without trying to be something else. For example, like affordable functional safety glasses. The basic model shown is simply one rendition that should allow good performance and low cost, while being small, foldable, and therefore easily transported and stored on your person. On the performance side, there is a lot of technical development and different approaches to the same problem. What I want to cover here quickly is user experience in terms of functionality. How much field of view, for example, is actually required to make an enjoyable and usable headset that will perform most tasks adequately? For a nice summary and more detailed technical discussion, go check out the article Field of View Obsession, link in the description below. After reviewing a lot of available material, my take on a sweet spot is about 90 degrees, with an asterisk, field of view. The asterisk has to do with how much of this field of view actually needs to be in high resolution, something an eye camera can determine by tracking your eye's movements, which could significantly reduce processor loading, as well as how the boundaries of this virtual window are displayed. I personally would find a fade-out border considerably less invasive and jarring as the hard borders we see today, and it should work well with a limited high-resolution area at point of focus. Some points of further development could include the ability for the projectors to move the image on the display to keep the high-resolution focal point in the center of the virtual image, but this could be dependent on mechanical constraints and possibly visual/physiological considerations. Lastly, I would like to touch on something more on the programming side, and that is the ability for users to share SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping information, in a localized area, allowing for greater interaction outside of an individual's sensory range. Couple this with occlusion, and I believe you have a very flexible platform, accessible to a whole host of developers and content providers, that is affordable, functional, and enjoyable to the public. I look forward to further developments in this exciting new field.